माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंद ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंद ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय कृष्ण बलराम 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 जयो ललिता विशाखा जयो राधेश्याम ललिता विशाखा जयो राधेश्याम जय ललिता विशाखा जयो राधेश्याम ललिता विशाखा जयो राधेश्याम जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशी श्रीमद् अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवत्सदि गौर भक्तवृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we are reading from the Perfection of Renunciation, chapter 18 of the Gita. Thank you, Professor. So today we will be covering verse number 24 and 25 of chapter 18 of Gita, which is entitled The Perfection of Renunciation. So, so I'll be reading the sloka and you all can repeat also. So maybe what I'll do is I'll recite both the slokas, but one of the slokas everybody can recite. Yattu kāmepsunā karma sāhaṅkāreṇa vā punaḥ kriyate bahulāyāsaṁ rājasam udāhṛtam yattu kāmepsunā karma sāhaṅkāreṇa vā punaḥ kriyate bahulāyāsaṁ rājasam udāhṛtam anubandhaṁ kṣayaṁ hiṁsām anapekṣya pauruṣam mohād ārabhyate karma tāmasam ucyate anubandhaṁ kṣayaṁ hiṁsām anapekṣya pauruṣam mohād ārabhyate karma tāmasam ucyate. Recite. Anybody can recite. Maybe yattu kāmepsunā karma sāhaṅkāreṇa vā punaḥ kriyate bahulāyāsaṁ
rājasam udāhṛtam yattu kāmepsunā karma sāhaṅkāreṇa vā punaḥ kriyate bahulāyāsaṁ rājasam udāhṛtam
yattu kāmepsunā karma sāhaṅkāreṇa vā punaḥ kriyate bahulāyāsaṁ rājasam udāhṛtam
yattu kāmepsunā karma sāhaṅkāreṇa vā punaḥ kriyate bahulāyāsaṁ rājasam udāhṛtam
yattu kāmepsunā karma सāhaṅkāreṇa va punaḥ kriyate bahulāyāsam tatra udāhṛtam jattu kāmepsunā karma sāhaṅkāreṇa va punaḥ kriyate bahulāyāsam tatra udāhṛtam
yattu kāmepsunā karma
jattu kāmepsunā karma
sāhaṅkāreṇa va punaḥ
sāhaṅkāreṇa va punaḥ
kriyate bahulāyāsaṁ rājasam udāhṛtam. Okay, we will read now the translation and also the purport. To 24, the translation is, but action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desires and enacted from a sense of false ego is called action in the mode of passion. So, but action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desires and enacted from a sense of false ego is called action in the mode of passion. So, in the next verse, anubandhaṁ kṣayaṁ hiṁsām anapekṣya pauruṣam mohād ārabhyate karma tāmasam ucyate. That action performed in illusion, in disregard of scriptural injunctions, and without concern for future bondage or for violence or distress caused to others is said to be in the mode of ignorance. So, we'll read the purport. There's 2 verses, so I'm just skipping to read the word to word. Purport: one has to give account of one's actions to the state or to the agents of the Supreme Lord, called the Yamadutas. Irresponsible work is destructive because it destroys the regulative principles of scriptural injunctions. It is often based on violence and is distressing to other living entities. Such irresponsible work is carried out in the light of one's personal experience. This is called illusion, and all such illusory work is a product of the mode of ignorance. So we'll start. Om ajñānatimirandasya jñānāñjana-salākaya chakṣuranmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa kada mahyam dadati swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, this 18th chapter, as Krishna has spoken, there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. So, till chapter 1 to 17, Krishna has already spoken the entire Gita. So, Bhagavad Gita has 3 sections. What are the 3 sections of Bhagavad Gita? First 6 chapters are talking about Karma Yoga, and then middle 6 chapters are talking about Bhakti Yoga, which is very important. It is very confidential, so it is kept in the middle like a sandwich. And then the last part is Jnana Yoga. So Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. It's equally divided into 3 parts, which is Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga. So Krishna has spoken about karma, jnana, everything from verses from chapter 1 to 17, everything in detail. And then in 18th chapter, Krishna is pretty much giving overview of what he has already spoken in the 17 chapters, which is karma, jnana and all that. So this pretty much is like a summarization of what he has already spoken. So in the first 6 chapters, Krishna is talking about karma yoga. So in the 18th chapter, from 1 to 12 verses, Krishna is summarizing what is karma yoga in a nutshell, in a gist. Because karma yoga is the first 6 chapters, all 6 chapters are concentrating on karma yoga. So Krishna is giving the essence of all those 6 chapters in this 12 verses of the 18th chapter, first 12 verses. Then Krishna spoke about Jnana Yoga from chapters 13 to 18. That is summarizing between 13 to 18 verses of the 18th chapter of the Gita. So like that, Krishna is completely, whatever he has already spoken in the 17 chapters, Krishna is pretty much giving overview what has already been spoken. He is summarizing everything in a nutshell in 18th chapter. That is why 18th chapter is actually, Gita is over in 17 chapters. 18th chapter is only, Krishna is completely again reiterating everything what he has already spoken. So now in the 18th chapter, the first few verses, so in Karma Yoga also, in every chapter pretty much, even though Krishna, because there are different type of people, because bhakti, everybody is not ready to take bhakti to start off with, because bhakti, not everybody is still free from desires, they have so many desires. So that is why Krishna, understanding everybody's propensities, and also Krishna is talking about Karma Yoga, so that people are, because like I told you last class, the nature of the soul is to be active. We cannot be inactive at any point in time. We have to act. We cannot not act. So that action, every action has a reaction. So Krishna is telling, Arjuna is telling, oh Krishna, if I fight, Krishna, Arjuna gives 5 reasons why he is desiring not to fight. What are the 5 reasons Arjuna gives to Krishna? In the very first chapter, Arjuna gives 5 reasons why he doesn't want to fight. So actually Arjuna is very enthusiastic to fight. He came to the battlefield, everything arranged, he told Krishna, Senayor bhayor madhye ratham sthapayamechyuta yavadetani riksheham yodhu kāmānavastitān kairmaya saha yodavyam asmin rana samudhyame. So Arjuna requested Krishna, please draw this chariot in between the 2 armies so that I can see those who are all present here with whom I have to fight. Then Krishna, as a Partha Sarathi, he is a chariot driver of Arjuna, abiding by the instruction of his disciple Arjuna. He drew the chariot and he stationed the chariot in such a way, Krishna is Paramatma, he knows what's happening in the heart of Arjuna. He stationed the chariot in such a way that first Arjuna looks at his great-grandfather Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, all the great souls. When he saw them, oh my God, I'm going to kill all these people? Definitely not. I'm not going to kill. Definitely Krishna, I'm not going to fight. Then he gave 5 very valid, very religious, moral, very nice reasons why he doesn't want to fight. The very first reason he gave was compassion. He thought that, all the people here, because at this point in time, Arjuna is thinking like, he's the body, like, he's thinking all the people he's seeing, their bodies. So he's very compassionate. How can I kill all these people? So I don't want to fight Krishna. Then second reason he gives is enjoyment. If I win the battle, and then if I rule the kingdom, the people with whom I'm going to enjoy, if they are all killed in the battlefield, with whom am I going to enjoy? Whatever enjoy will be only tainted with blood. So Krishna, please don't tell me to fight. Then third reason he gives us fear of sinful reactions. Arjuna is thinking, oh my God, if I kill all these people, I'll have to go to hell and suffer for millions of years. I definitely don't want to do that. So Krishna, please leave me alone. I don't want to fight. And then fourth reason he gives is destruction of dynasty. All the people, great people who are going to set example to the next generation, if they are all killed, who is going to, everything like Varna Sankara will adharma bhivavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate Varna Sankaraha Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnyanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. So he says that all the increase of unwanted population will cause very hellish life. What will happen is, according to periodically we have to offer food and water to our ancestors. If we don't do that, all the, like what will happen is, if the fighting happens and all the great people are dead and the women, their husbands are all killed, the women become widow and they don't have anybody to protect, and the unscrupulous men will take advantage of this, and then there's a mix. The children that are born out of that mix are certainly unwanted population. They cause varna sankara, and they according to varnashrama they have to offer periodically food and water to the forefathers. If that is not performed, then all this generation, all these people, they will all, everything will become very hellish. They don't even get their gross material body, they'll become ghosts. So these are all varnashrama systems, these are all has to be followed. Then he says that I don't want to cause this adharma and everything will become hellish. I don't want to be the cause of all these things. Krishna, please leave me alone. Destruction of dynasty, everything is going to So all the community projects, all the every welfare activities will all be devastated, because unwanted. See, the whole world is filled with population. We need good population. Otherwise, people can turn it to be hellish. So I don't want to cause all this, and I don't want to be the cause of all these things. So please, Krishna, I don't want to fight. Then he finally gives indecision. He doesn't know what to do. After talking logical reason, religious reasons, moral reasons, everything, he is now confused. He doesn't know what to do. At that stage, what does Arjuna do? He surrenders to Krishna, right? So he says, Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetah yakshreyasyam nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure due to miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. What is shreyas for me? What is best for me? Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Who surrendered to who? Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. So Krishna thought, oh my God, what is this? Arjuna gave moral reasons, logic reasons, so many reasons. He didn't want to fight, and now he's surrendering to me. So far they were like friendship. Now when Arjuna surrendered, it became like this. Who is this? Who is this? Oh, he became now disciple. So first Krishna, he smiled. Tamuvacha hrishikesha prahasan niva bharata senayor bhayor madhye vishidantam idam vachaha. So first Krishna smiled. What? Now you are surrendering to me? And that smiling face changed to very serious face. Guru means heavy, not light. He started to instruct to Arjuna. So now what happens is, there are 5 rasas we all know. What is that? Shanta rasa, dasya rasa, sakhya rasa, vatsalya rasa and madhurya rasa, right? So far when they were friendship, equal level, they were sakhya rasa. And when Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, what rasa it changed to? Not dasya rasa. Of course, none of them are wrong. Yeah, it is correct also, but the exact one is vatsalya. The relationship between guru and disciple is father and son, like that. So the relationship changed. There is called rasa sandhi, change in relationship. Then what happened? Then Krishna was smiling, and then he suddenly became very serious guru. He started to chastise. Oh Arjuna, what is this? So when we go to school, what is the first thing we learn? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, right? Krishna began Bhagavad Gita A. Sri Bhagavan uvacha ashocyananvashocastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasanna gatasamscha nanushocanti pandita. Never was there the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. What is that that's not worthy of grief? Lamenting for the body, right, which is going to anyway die. While speaking learned, you are speaking like a big pandit, but guess what, Arjuna? You don't know the fundamentals. You should first understand you are not the body, you are the spirit soul. The body can never be saved, the soul can never be killed. This is the very first knowledge you should know. Without knowing this, you are talking like a big pandit. So indirectly Krishna is telling Arjuna, you are like a fool number one. You don't know your true identity, who you are. And you are talking big things. All these things. Then Krishna chastised Arjuna. Of course, he gave very important knowledge of the difference between the body and soul in verses 11 to 30 of 2nd chapter, which is very fundamental. Unless we know who we are, we cannot understand what spiritual life is. We are not this matter, we are spirit. This matter is like a dress. Vasam shijirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. As a person puts on new garments, giving up the old ones, similarly the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna, you don't know who you are. This is very fundamental knowledge. There's no university in the entire world which teaches about the science of the soul. There's so many departments. There's physiology, psychology, so many departments, but nowhere in the whole world there's a university which teaches about the science of the soul. That is very important to know. So again, coming back to, so Arjuna gave reasons of sinful reactions. So what is Arjuna thinking? He is the doer. Krishna is telling him to do, but he is acting under false ego, thinking that he is the doer. Krishna tells in the Gita, prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahaṅkāra. 3rd chapter, 27th verse, I am telling this. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahaṅkāra vimūಢātma kartāhaṁ mitiman. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the 3 modes of material nature. He thinks that he is the doer. There are 3 doers. Who are the 3 doers? Doer number 1, doer number 2 and doer number 3. Of course, there are 5. Today we will be discussing what those 5 are. Adhisthānam tatha karta. So who are the 3 doers? Doer number 1 is the jiva. That's we. Doer number 2 is prakriti. Doer number 3 is super soul. Doer number 2 is prakriti. Doer number 3 is the super soul. Unless the super soul sanctions, we cannot accomplish anything. So like that, but Arjuna has been thinking, of course Arjuna is a completely liberated soul, we cannot, but he is just acting like one of us, and so he is acting. So Krishna is telling that the spirit soul influenced by the false ego thinks himself the doer of activities. So as long as we act under the false ego, we have to face reactions. But if we act under the direction of the super soul, who is the ultimate sanctioneer, upadhrashta anumantacha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha. So unless the super soul sanctions, we cannot accomplish anything. So but spirit soul, due to the false ego, he thinks he is the doer of activity. So now coming back to this, what we were going to do, the 18th chapter, the first 12 verses, Arjuna asked this question, what is sannyas and what is tyag? What is sannyasa and what is tyaga? He asked that question, and then Krishna answered that I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation tyaga and then renounced order of life sannyasa. O killer of the Keshi demon, because Krishna killed the Keshi demon, so Arjuna is addressing Krishna as killer of Keshi demon because Krishna killed the Keshi demon. So what is compared to this Keshi demon is our doubts. Our doubts are compared to demons. So he is requesting Krishna to clarify this doubt. Then he is telling that, then the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the giving up of all activities that are based on material desire is what learned sages call sannyas. What is sannyas? Giving up of the activities that are based on material desires. Kāmyanām karmanām nyāsam. Kāmya karma means any activity that I am impelled to do because I have so many material desires, to fulfill those material desires when I do that activity, that is the type of desire one gives up. Giving up activities that are based on material desire is what learned men call sannyas. And sarva karma phala tyagam, that is called tyaga. Giving up all the results of the activities is called tyaga. Then it is said that some learned, now Krishna is telling about different opinions of different people. Some learned may declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty, while others maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity and penance should never be abandoned. Then Krishna is telling here in the 4th verse, now hear my final judgment. Arjuna, best of the bhat, now hear my judgment about renunciation. What is actual renunciation? Renunciation is of 3 types. What is that? In 3 modes of material nature. Then Krishna is telling that Yajnadana tapakarma natyajam karyameva tad yajnodanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. So acts of sacrifice, charity and penance should never be given. Why? Because they purify even great souls. Even people who are renounced sannyasis, they have to still do this. What is that? Yajna, dana, tapakarma. Yajna, the sacrifices, dana, charity, and then penances. Still they should do. Why? Because whatever activities that will purify us, we should not abandon that. And what is the mood with which we have to act such activities? Even though we do sacrifice, charity and penance, what is the mood with which we have to do? All these activities should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result, as a matter of duty. Bhakti is built on the platform of duty, not expecting anything from anywhere, but acting as a matter of duty without expectation of any return or attachment to that activity, but doing as a duty. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbur mate sangostva karmani. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty. So that is the duty platform on which the bhakti is built. So that is the mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, a person performs activity on a duty platform. He is not attached to anything, but as a matter of duty he does. So that is what Krishna told. And then Krishna told that 3 modes, renunciation in 3 modes. Prescribed duty should never be renounced. If somebody renounces prescribed duties under illusion, then they are in the mode of darkness, which is ignorance. Then prescribed duties, anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort. Now the winter is going on. Oh, Mangalarti getting up too hard. Oh my God, let me sleep. No. Or women, like, in the 45 degrees, like summertime, July in Vrindavan, it's so hot. The women should not think that, oh, let me sleep, like, it's too hot, I'm not going to cook today. I'm going to sleep. That's not good. Because to raise to the platform of knowledge, one should do our prescribed duties. This onslaughts we have to tolerate. Matra sparshastu kaunteya, sitoshna sukha dukkadaha, agamapaino nitya samstiti kṣasva bharata. The non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O Scion of Bharata. One must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Because they come and go. Sukha, dukkha, shita, ushna, they come and go. So we have to learn to tolerate those onslaughts coming and going. So that is why we have to do this prescribed duty. We raised up to the platform of knowledge. Without knowledge, we cannot get liberated. So that is why we should never give up our prescribed duties out of troublesome or bodily discomfort. That is the mode of passion. Is said to be have renounced in the mode of passion. Such action never leads to the elevation of renunciation. Then Krishna tells that what is the mode of goodness. Oh Arjuna, when one performs his prescribed duty only because it is out to be done and renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness. So then Krishna tells very clearly, What will happen if one doesn't renounce? He's still attached to things. So the intelligent renouncer situated in the mode of goodness, neither hateful of inauspicious work or attached to auspicious work, has no doubts about work. It is indeed, so just now I told the nature of the soul is to be active. We cannot be inactive at any point in time. So here Krishna is telling it is indeed impossible for an embodied soul to give up all activities. Arjuna told Krishna, I'll have to face reaction. So better if I don't fight and I go to forest and renounce everything, then if I don't act, then I don't get reaction. If I act, I'll get reaction. Every karma has reaction. Every action has reaction. So if I don't act, I won't get reaction. I'll go to forest and renounce my activity. Did Krishna say that, okay Arjuna, you don't want to get reactions, you can go to forest and renounce everything? Did Krishna tell that? No. In 3rd chapter, Krishna said, Na karmanam anarambhan naishkarmyam puruṣosnute na cha sannyasana deva siddhim samadhigacchati. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. So what is that we have to renounce? We should not renounce the activity, but what we have to renounce is renouncing the fruits of our results of our activities. That is actually we should do. We should not renounce the activity, because we have to act in a detached, renounced mood. That whatever activity we do, we have to be detached and we should not get attached. As a matter of duty we have to do. Then there is no... But like Arjuna told that, oh Krishna, and if I go to forest. So Krishna said that no, not by merely abstaining from work can you achieve reaction, free from reaction. Because nature of the soul is to be active, you have to act. We cannot not act. So every action has a reaction. So that is why if you renounce everything still, of course, again in the yoga ladder there are 2 steps, karma and jnana. So unless one's heart is purified, premature renunciation will cause a lot of disturbance in the world. So he said that Krishna tells in 3rd chapter 6th verse, Karmendriyani samyamya yaste manasa smaran indriyārthan vimūಢātma mityāchāra savucyate. So Krishna very nicely tells what will be the situation of a person. Externally he is wearing orange robes and he is dressing up like a sannyasi, but internally he is meditating on sense objects, how to enjoy the senses. Such a person is only a pretender. Krishna tells that that person is only a pretender. So Krishna tells that karmendriya, one who restrains the senses of action but whose mind dwells on sense objects, certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. So if prematurely, without adhikar, without prerequisite qualification to take sannyas, if I prematurely renounce and wear orange like sannyas and I sit there, my heart is not still pure, but externally I am wearing orange, everybody will think, oh, he is sannyasi, everybody will offer dandavats and give a lot of respect to him. But actually internally, because his heart is not still purified, he is still meditating on sense objects. Such person is called only a pretender. So then Krishna tells in the next verse, an honest householder is better than a pretender sannyasi. A normal householder doing his prescribed duties and doing bhakti yoga and doing everything offering to the Lord, that person is better than a pretender sannyasi who is wearing orange robes but internally he is meditating on sense objects. So that is why sannyas, if prematurely if one renounces that, so Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Arjuna, you are telling you will go to forest. You are quite qualified because you are very realized and you are purified soul. But people will think, oh, Arjuna went to forest, I should also go to forest. They don't think whether am I qualified or not. So Krishna is telling, yadyadācarati shreshtas tatta devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastad dhanuvartate. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. Whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So it's very important for a great person to set a good example. Why? Because others will follow his footsteps. If Arjuna goes to forest, of course Arjuna is quite qualified. But people, they think Arjuna went to forest, I'll also go to forest. But They don't think, am I qualified? Do I have prerequisite qualification? Is my heart purified like Arjuna's so that I can renounce? So Krishna tells, don't go. At this point in time, Arjuna, your adhikar is to karma. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Mahafaleshu kadachana. Don't give up the activity. Act in a renounced mood, detached mood, but don't give the activity. So, one more example I'll tell to make these things more clarity. Like what happens is, in a war field, the general, he will tell to all the warriors, you go and kill all these people and come. Then all these people, the warriors, they'll go and fight with these enemies and they'll kill them and then they'll come. Then they are awarded Bharat Ratna award. Why? Because they have done their duty of killing all the enemies like that, and they are given Bharat Ratna award. But that same person is going on the road, some person, he don't like somebody, he go and kill that person. He is thrown in the jail. Here killing, here also killing. Here award, here jail. What is the difference?
Whimsically.
So here person whimsically acting in the road, he don't like somebody killing. But here?
Killing as per authority.
Under?
Killing as per his authority.
Authority, yes. If we act under the authority, then we don't have to worry. Everything is taken care. Like Krishna is telling Arjuna, you fight. So Arjuna don't have to worry about his sinful reactions. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Krishna is very nicely telling in 18th chapter 66th verse, Sarva dharman parityaja. What are the dharmas we have to parityaja? What are the dharmas we have to abandon? Any dharma that stops us to surrender to Krishna, that is the dharma we have to abandon. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. You just surrender unto me. So what is our duty? Sarva dharman parityaja, abandoning all varieties of religion and just surrendering to Krishna. That is our duty. What is Krishna's duty? I shall deliver you. I will liberate you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. I will protect you. Why are you worrying? You just surrender. That's your duty. But I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not worry. What was Arjuna's third reason he gave in the beginning? He doesn't want to fight. Fear of sinful reactions. Oh Krishna, if I kill all these people, I'll have to go to hell and suffer for millions of lives. That's one of the reasons Arjuna gave, right? Krishna is telling that. But Arjuna is thinking he is the doer. Doership. Prakrite kriyamanani. Just now I told the spirit soul bewildered by the influence of false ego. Thinks himself. So here this example of this war field, why did I give? Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight. If Arjuna on his own accord, just like I told on the road, that person going on killing whimsically, then he has to take responsibility for his actions. But Krishna is telling here. So Arjuna don't have to worry about anything. Actually in the 11th chapter, after Krishna saw the universal form, Arjuna saw the universal form, then at that time Arjuna saw all these warriors rushing into the mouth of Krishna, crushed in between the two teeth, like that, no? Then afterwards Arjuna asked, Krishna, what is this? So scary, everybody rushing into your mouth and like a moth dashed to destruction in a blazing fire. So what is this? Who are you and what is your mission? Krishna told that, Kalosmi loka kṣaya pravruddho lokan sa-ahaṅkāreṇa iha pravruttah rite pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve evastita pratyanikeshu yoda. Time I am the destroyer of all the worlds. Except you Pandavas, everybody will be slain. So time I am. Krishna told, I come and will finish everything. So that time Arjuna thought, oh my God, what is this? I thought I'm going to be the killer of all these people. Krishna has already killed them. What am I going to do now? So Krishna told, Tasmat pramuttishta yasholabhasva jitva shatrum bhungsva rājam samruddham maya vaite nihata purvameva nimitta matram bhavasavyasachin. You just be an instrument in the fight. They are all killed by my arrangement. You just be, oh Savyasachi, just be an instrument in the fight, that's all. So Krishna, after killing Arjuna, thought, so far Arjuna thought he is going to be the killer of all the people, so he was worrying about sinful reaction. But it seems that even before Krishna has already killed them, what am I going to do? Now better I listen to Krishna and fight as a devotional offering. Arjuna fighting on the battlefield under the order of Krishna is as good as performing arti to Krishna in the altar. That is devotional service, because Krishna is telling him to fight. Krishna is desiring that. So Arjuna has to fight for the pleasure of Krishna. That is bhakti yoga. That is bhakti. Because Krishna is telling him to do that activity as a devotional offering, Arjuna has to fight. So then there is no reaction. Why? Krishna is because Krishna told that. It's not a whimsical action. So Arjuna's, the whole karma yoga Krishna had to speak to Arjuna was because Arjuna was worried about sinful reactions. Krishna told that you do this yajnārthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise what happens? Work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duty for his satisfaction. In that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Every activity that we do, we have to do as an offering to Krishna. Yat karoshi, yad ashnashi, yad juhoshi, dadasi yat tapashyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you eat, whatever you do, whatever you offer, whatever you eat, whatever you give charity, everything do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. So that way, everything that we connect that to Krishna, then we become. Any activity that binds us, that same activity if we do for the pleasure of Krishna, that will liberate. Same activity, there is no difference. Activity is same. But some people act for Maya, then they have to bondage, then they have to come birth, death, old age, disease. But if they do for the pleasure of Krishna, go back to Godhead. So that is the only activity is same. Like I told, nature of the soul is to be active, we have to act, we cannot not act. But activity, there are not 100 choices, only 2 choices. Either we work for Maya or we work for Krishna. If we work for Krishna, we may all we go back to Godhead. So that is all we have to, we don't have to change big things. So then Krishna is telling about there are 5 factors to accomplish every action. What is that Krishna is telling here? Adhishthānam tatha karta karanam cha prithagvidam vividāscha prithakcheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. So there are 5, now Krishna is quoting Vedanta. Vedanta, what is that? Krishna is quoting Vedanta to tell us how we should be acting. There are 5 causes for the accomplishment of all action. What are the 5 factors? Now learn of these from me. Adhishthānam tatha karta karanam cha prithagvidam vividāscha prithakcheshta daivam chaivatram panchamam. What are the 5 factors of action? The place of action. Any action that we do with this body, right? It is called kshetra. In 13th chapter, Krishna talks this body as kshetra. The place of action. If you want to do any action, we need a place to do that, right? That is our body, the place of action. That is the first. There are 5 factors. The first factor is the place of action, that is the body, kshetra. And the second is performer. Who is the performer? The soul within the body is the performer, that is jiva. And the third doer is the various senses. Even to do that activity, we need instruments of action. That is the senses. The senses are the instruments of action. And then the many different kinds of endeavor. So when we do, there are different endeavors we do. That one, and ultimately the super soul that is within our heart, he has to sanction. These are the 5 factors of action. And then Krishna tells, Shariravan manobhiryat karma prarabate naraha nyayam va viparitam va panchaite tasya hetavaha. Whatever right or wrong action a man performs by body, mind and speech is caused by these 5 factors. What are the 5 factors we discussed? The first one is body, the place of action, the body. Second one is the karta, the doer, that is the performer. And then third one is the senses, not the senses, the senses, the instruments of action. And then cheshta, that is different kinds of endeavors. And finally the super soul. So these are the 5 factors of action. So any action that we do, to accomplish that action, there are 5 causes involved, 5 causes, factors involved in that. What is that? Again, place of action, the body, the performer, that is the soul, the jiva. The various senses are the instruments of action, different kinds of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. So whatever activities that we do with our body, mind and words is done by these 5 factors, is caused by these 5 factors. Then Krishna tells, Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tayaha pashyatya krita buddhitvan nasapashyati durmatihi. Therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, just now I told prakrite kriyamanani. Arjuna is thinking he is the doer. Only, so therefore one who thinks himself the only doer, I am doing everything, I did this, I did that, I did that. So that is ahaṅkār. Due to ahaṅkār we think we are the doers. So therefore one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the 5 factors, just now we discussed what those 5 factors are, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. In the mode of goodness, there is sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vivruddham sattvam. In 14th chapter, 11th verse, Krishna tells what are the manifestations of the different modes of nature. How does mode of goodness manifest itself? Sarvadvareshu dehesmin. There are 9 gates in the body. What is that? 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, genitals and anus, like that. There are 9 gates. All the gates are illuminated by knowledge in mode of goodness. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate. There is light. There is knowledge. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vivruddham sattvam. Then mode of goodness. When all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge, then it's in the mode of goodness. So therefore one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. In the mode of goodness, there is a clarity. There is not light. Light is light and darkness, they cannot coexist. So light is like mode of goodness and darkness is mode of ignorance, like that. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andhakar. Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Mayara Adhikar. Krishna is like Surya Sama. Whenever we are Krishna conscious, we are bright, like bright sun. Sun means there is no darkness. Sun is very bright. So Krishna is like bright sun. Krishna Surya Sama. Maya Haya Andhakar. Maya is like darkness. Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Maya Radhikar. Whenever we are Krishna conscious, there is no scope for Maya to enter there. So, like that, the mode of goodness is prakash, complete, there's light. So it frees one from all sinful reactions also. That is why mode of goodness is very much recommended. Somehow we have to transform from mode of ignorance to passion, passion to goodness. And always, nobody can be in one mode all the time. No one can be in the mode of goodness all the time. No one can be in the mode of passion all the time. A person may be in goodness predominantly, but sometimes he is acting like especially in the morning time, we are very much in the mode of goodness. Then as the afternoon comes, little bit of passion creeps in. Then little more bit of mode of ignorance. So Krishna tells that in the rajastamascha vibhuya satmam bhavati bharata rajasatvam tamaschaiva tamasatvam rajastata. Sometimes the mode of goodness, there is competition between the modes. Sometimes the mode of goodness takes predominance and defeats the passion and ignorance. Sometimes passion takes predominance and then defeats the mode of goodness and ignorance. Sometimes mode of ignorance takes prominence. So like that, there's constant competition between the modes. So Krishna is telling that he cannot see as things they are. Then Krishna tells about jnana in the three modes. What is jnana in three modes? Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower are the three factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the three constituents of action. And then knowledge in three modes. In the mode of goodness, how does the knowledge work? Mode of passion, how does it work? Mode of ignorance, how it works? Krishna is telling. First he is telling jnanam, knowledge. According to the three different modes, material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge: action and performer of action. That knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities, though they are divided into innumerable forms, you should understand to be the mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, what happens is, a person, he is seeing there is a super soul in every body. He is not identifying that person with the body. He is seeing there is super soul in everyone's body, and every body, every living entity got different bodies. Somebody might have got dog body, cat body, elephant body, tiger body, or demigod body, or a human body. So he doesn't see the body, bodily conscious. He is not seeing the body, he is seeing the super soul in everyone's heart. That is a person who is in the mode of knowledge, in the mode of goodness. He sees the soul in everyone's body. He doesn't identify themselves with the body. He is seeing the soul is there in every living entity. Vidya vinaya sampanne, Krishna says very nicely in 5th chapter 18th verse, Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini sunichai shunichaiva swapakecha pandita samadarshinaha. A pandit, he sees the elephant, the brahmana, elephant, dog eater, everybody equally. Why? Because he is seeing the soul in everyone's. He is not seeing the body. That is mode of goodness. Knowledge in the mode of goodness is, he doesn't see the body, he sees the soul. Whereas in the mode of passion, he thinks what is said in the mode of passion is, he sees in different body there is a different living entity. He is identifying with the body. So, prathaktvena tu yajnanam nana bhavan prathakvidan veti sarveshu bhuteshu tadjnanam vidhi rājasam. That knowledge by one sees that in every different body there is a different type of living entity. You should understand to be in the mode of passion. A person in the mode of passion, he is seeing the body. Oh, this person has got human body. Oh, this person is a brahmana. This person is a king. This is a dog. This is a cat. Like then he is seeing different. He is seeing in the bodily identification. Whereas the mode of goodness person, he sees only the soul. He doesn't see the body. So that is mode of goodness, passion. And ignorance is even more deluded. And that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as all in all and without knowledge of the truth, which is very meager and is said to be in the mode of darkness. So then Krishna is telling today's verse that we did that action which is regulated and which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, without desire or for fruitive is said to be in the mode of goodness. So any action in the mode of goodness that is regulated, he doesn't act whimsically, but it's a regulated action which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred. Bhakti means not too much attachment, not too much detachment. In Uddhava Gita, 20th chapter of the 11th canto, the Lord very nicely explains what is bhakti. Jnana yogis, they completely detach. Karma yogis, too much attachment. Bhakti yogis, they do not detach, they are not too much detached, they are not too much attached. It's a balance. Because anything that can be used in Lord's service, they will accept that. They don't detach those things. So Jnanis, they think everything is a matter and naiti, everything is detached. No, it's not like that. But Bhakti Yogis, even though they are detached, but if anything can be used in Krishna's service, they'll do it. Just now we read, Yajna Dana Tapa Karma, you should not give it up because it's going to purify, it's going to elevate. If it's going to elevate, we should not artificially renounce that thing. This is what we just now discussed also. So now what is that? So that activity, so in the mode of goodness, without attachment, without love or hatred. He doesn't hate, he doesn't love, but he is very balancing like that. No? Bhakti is anything that we use for Krishna, very Krishna conscious, so we don't get detached, that can be used in Krishna service, and we don't get attached, which is again matter, which is not Krishna, which cannot be used in Krishna service. So getting attached to material things we avoid, but if that can be used in Krishna service, we embrace that. Then that action which is regulated and which is performed without that we read, and the mode of passion, but action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desires. Any action that we do, mode of passion is too much intense endeavor. Why do we put intense endeavor? Because we have so many material desires. I want a 10-bedroom house. I want to buy an helicopter. I want to buy a big boat, the yachts, to go in the sea. So because I have so many material desires, to fulfill those material desires, I have to put intense endeavor. So mode of passion, from the beginning to end, there is only suffering only. There is distress, there is nothing good about it. But because he has so many desires to fulfill that, he puts intense endeavor. But at least passion is better than ignorance. In what way is passion better than ignorance? Passionate person is at least active, But ignorance is dull, lazy, procrastinating, and the consciousness is going on, but life is very inactive. Too much sleeping, laziness, procrastinating. Procrastinating means what? The thing that I have to do now, I'll postpone to 10 days. Let me do, I'll do, let me do. Like that is procrastinating. That's mode of ignorance. So like that. So in the mode of goodness, of course, mode of passion is better than ignorance in the sense that at least a person is active. He's not lazy or anything. Especially the example is businessmen. They have so much business to do. You know what? Business people like Krishna consciousness, the Krishna conscious people, we wake up at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock, right, to come to Mangalarti because we want to go and attend very blissful Mangalarti. So see morning Aarti done to Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balram, Gaurnitai. We feel so happy. But the businessman, because he has so much business to do, he is also very active. He also wakes up at 3 o'clock only. Because sometimes he has to travel somewhere for the business, he has to take an aircraft, he has to go to the airport. He's very active, but the intention is all material sense, to gratify his senses. The impetus for doing those activities is to gratify their senses. So that is why that is the mode of passion. But action performed with great effort, with one seeking to gratify his desires and enacted from a sense of false ego. This is very important. Enacted. So everybody in the material world, their actions are impelled by false ego. Is called action in the mode of passion. That action performed in illusion, in disregard to scriptural injunctions, this is mode of ignorance, and without concern for future bondage. They don't even believe in reincarnation. The people in the mode of ignorance, they don't believe in reincarnation. They don't know that there's a life after death. And for this life is a preparation for our next life. So they don't care about the scriptures. This is more like a demoniac natures. Krishna very clearly explains in the 16th chapter of the Gita, divine and demoniac natures. Krishna tells to such peoples, I perpetually cast into the hellish conditions. They suffer there for so many millions of years. So that is the mode of ignorance. So Krishna tells that Trividham narakasyedam dvaram na shanamatmanaha kāma-krodhastatha lobhas tasmade tatrayam tyajet. There are 3 gates leading to hell. What are the 3 gates leading to hell? Lust, anger and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. And Krishna in the very end, I'll tell this and I'll stop. In the very end, Krishna tells to Arjuna that Chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashritya matchitta satatam bhava. What is Krishna? Not only to Arjuna, to all of us. Krishna, what is he telling? In all activities, just depend upon me. In all, we are all doing activities, right? What is Krishna telling here? In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Otherwise, next verse. Macchitta sarva durgani matprasadat tarishyasi athachetvam ahaṅkāram nashrosyasi vinankshyasi. Macchitta sarva durgani matprasadat tarishyasi athachetvam ahaṅkāram nashrosyasi vinankshyasi. If you become conscious of me, just now what did we read? In all your work, just depend upon me and work under my protection. And in that, be fully conscious of me, Krishna told. Now what is Krishna telling? If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. Just hear how interesting that is. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. So clarity, what is the doubt? If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. Then Krishna is telling here, Yadahaṅkāram āśritya nayotsya iti manyase mityaise vyavasayaste prakritistvām niyokshati. If you do not act according to my direction and do not fight, remember in the beginning I told Arjuna didn't want to fight. If you do not act according to my direction and do not fight, then what will happen? Then you will be falsely directed. By your nature, you will have to be engaged in warfare. For kshatriyas, what is the dharma? Krishna says in 18th chapter, Shauryam tejo dhriti daksham yuddhe chapya palayanam dhanam meshwara bhavascha kshatram karma svabhavajam. Heroism, courage in battle, generosity, leadership, all are the qualities for kshatriyas. So Arjuna, you are born with kshatriya nature, but you are acting like a brahmana. I don't want to fight Krishna, I don't want to fight, I'll get reaction, all this. By nature you are kshatriya, you are anyway going to act the same. If you listen to me and act, you are very safe. Otherwise you will be lost. Then if you do not act according to my direction and do not fight, then you will be falsely directed. By your nature you will have to be engaged in warfare. Svabhavajena kaunteya nibaddha svena karmana kartum nechasi yan mohād karishye sevasopitat. Under illusion, you are now declining to act according to my direction, but compelled by the work born of your own nature, you will act all the same. O son of Kunti, very nice. Thus, I have explained to you the knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Then finally, see, when Arjuna surrendered, Karpanya, just now we told that Arjuna surrendered. After Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, Krishna gave all the knowledge he had to give. Then Krishna is giving him choice. Krishna didn't keep a gun on Arjuna's head and tell, Arjuna, now you have to fight. He didn't tell. Krishna told, whatever I had to tell you, I have told you everything. Now you do what you wish to do. Krishna is not forcing. Whatever I had to tell, I have told you. Now you do what you wish to do. I am not going to tell you what you should do. You decide that. You deliberate on that and take decision what you want to do. What did Arjuna tell? All my illusion is now dispelled. I will do as per your direction. Ethechisi tatha kuru. I will do as per your direction. So now Arjuna is telling, after you gave all this knowledge to me, my illusion is now dispelled. Now I have regained my consciousness. So now I will do as per your instruction, Krishna. Thank you all very much. Sorry for taking the high class. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम